Hi, I'm Gwennetta, Wright.
And I'm Deonta B.
And welcome to Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. It's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday. Oh, it's my boo birthday this week.
I know.
Happy birthday, boo.
Oh, thank you.
You're excited? We're going to LA this weekend for your birthday.
I am. And I can't believe I let you talk me into going to LA.
Yes, girl. We have to be inspired. I'm excited. I love Steve Harvey. So we're going to the Like a Success seminar. I think you should get inspired for your birthday. I think, we can get crunk or whatever, but we need to be inspired too.
Well, yeah, I guess what better birthday than to be inspired because, you just always need that, especially it's March, it's spring.
Yeah.
So, we need to be inspired just all the way around.
All the way around, girl. All the way around. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. I love your birthday because you be so down or, I don't know, but I'm glad we're going away this year. So, and since we're going to the seminar, they're talking about, I know Steve talk about transitioning all the time from being a comedian to being this big major brand. So I just thought today's topic was perfect. So today we're talking about transitioning into entrepreneurship. And we have some awesome guests. We have Mrs. Kurundi Daniels. She is a wellness coach. She's recently became an author. And she's just an all-around wonderful entrepreneur. So I can't wait until she gives some of her insight on transitioning from being in the Army to being an entrepreneur.
Right. And I'm just super excited because we have Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B's own Terrance Flowers, right? So, can we get any better than that? He's our producer of the show.
Yeah.
And he also does so many things in media, and I just cannot wait to get into all the nuggets that he has, being that he's the producer of the show. So, if you're just turning into Gwen's Business Corner, you definitely want to stay tuned to this couch because it's sizzling day, and we're going to be sizzling with our producer, and we got Kurundi. We're going to get some healing. We're just going to get all the way around, all up in it on this Monday. So you better stay tuned and keep it locked. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and we'll be right back.
What sets you apart from everyone else? How important is your individuality? Are you a trendsetter who sets the trend, or are you content with following the footsteps of others? When you look back, will you be able to say you made an impact on the culture, or will you just be another face in the crowd? Different is the new cool. The world is a backdrop. Visit us at modishstills.com for more information.
This is Mark Jones.
I was injured in an accident on the job, and I've been waiting for weeks to hear from the insurance company. Medical bills are coming in, but the money isn't.
Can you meet me at my office in 30 minutes?
I sure can.
All right, I'm on the way.
Don't let these insurance companies trick you into a low settlement. Mark Jones has been fighting insurance companies for nearly 10 years.
If you've been injured or in a wreck, call Mark Jones and he'll get you that check.
Well, welcome back. And as we said, today's show is about transitioning into entrepreneurship. And our first guest is Mrs. Kurundi Daniels, the queen of authentic living. We have her here with us today. Hey, Kurundi.
Hey, girl. How you doing?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. So we're just going to jump right into it. So I am so proud of you. You just recently dropped a book called Born into Suffocation. That title blows your mind because it's like born into suffocation. I feel suffocated now, girl. All right.
Let's breathe.
So tell us, what is the significance of that actual book, and especially with the title, Born into Suffocation?
Wow, it is a powerful title. Born into Suffocation is exactly what it says, born into suffocation. Mm-hmm. My take on it is more so before we even entered this world, we was spirit. And once we was born into this world, we have so many things that we're bombarded with. The things that we have to do in this world, society, the things that society want us to do, all the titles that we're supposed to hold, and all types of things that we have to go through. So we get more and more suffocated on just being who we are. God gave us a purpose. that purpose is for us to come out here and do whatever it is that God wanted us to do. But sometimes through schooling, sometimes through religion, sometimes through parents. Not to say these things are wrong, but those titles, those things are pushed on us, and then we don't know who we are. Right. We don't know who we are anymore. So Born into Suffocation is a little bit about that, and in the book I kind of break down what suffocation really means, what it really means, and what those symptoms are, so you can understand what part of that transition you may be in.
Okay. Sounds good,
Wow.
because I be suffocated all the time.
I know.
We all do.
So with that being said, who is Kurundi? Define Kurundi. Who is she?
Kurundi, you know, it's so many levels. First of all, I'm a proud mother. First of all, I'm a proud mother and a grandmother of 3 wonderful grandkids. But also, you know, I was a young girl who went into the military and did 21 years and to raise my children. And that afforded me to raise my children and travel the world a little bit and be able to meet certain people in my life. But once I retired, I did 21 years and I retired, you know, I had to figure out who I was.
So you mentioned that you did 21 years in the military. So today's topic is about transitioning into entrepreneurship. And you took on a lot of different things when you think about entrepreneurship. So what advice would you give to viewers, especially someone who's been in the military where, you know, they have street policies, different things, you know, the military is kind of separated from the real world, actually. Yes. So how was that for you to transition in? I know you say you took a year off. Transitioning from being in the military for 21 years into being in this whole world of entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is a whole different life within itself. So how was transitioning into that?
It really is. It's such a different life. Being in the military, you secluded in your own world. You know, you got military life, then you got the civilian life. I'm a little bit radical. I'm a little bit radical, and I do things differently. When I got out the military, coming out the military, I had a top security clearance. So that means I could have worked anywhere. I had the opportunity to work in the White House. I was a chef in the military. So things was laid out for me, but my heart wasn't there. My spirit wasn't there, and I felt trapped. So I decided to do something totally different. I got out and I did nothing for a year because I had to figure out what Kurundi needed for myself at that time. My youngest child was still in high school at the time. My oldest 2 were already in college. So I had to figure that out. So I took a year off just to figure out me. And so I did some traveling. So I had to travel and listen to God. A lot of people won't do what I do because you got to have a lot of faith. You got to have a lot of faith to be able to just listen to what God wants for you.
Girl, I know.
Yes, and you do know that. So for me, I had to listen. And me going into the wellness field was not something that I said, you know, as a little girl, this is what I wanted to do. It was never that. I just had to walk the path, and the path emerged as I was walking it. And at that time, it just so happened, you know, there's a longer story behind that, but just coming from the military into entrepreneur, I actually had to teach myself. Every day I taught myself, and I messed up a whole lot, you know. I think this is year 4 being a businesswoman, and I think the year 4 was the year that I finally get it. 3 years of that was like, I'm just doing what I love, you know. I'm just doing what I'm love. I'm just working. I don't know all the nuts and bolts behind it. I've come to you a couple of times for advice, definitely.
Okay, so they consider you the holistic practitioner.
Yes, ma'am.
A very, very powerful name. So what expertise can you give someone, some tools that they can use so that they too can become a holistic practitioner?
Well, that's such a big name.
Yes.
Holistic practitioner. Holistic is just all things natural. Right. Doing things more on a natural way of doing things. Not turning to medicine and the traditional ways of doing things. Practitioner is just someone who's serving. So let's break it down. I'm just a server. I'm just someone who serves people. And I really want them to be able to be their whole self, body, mind, and spirit naturally, without the medications, without all the extra that comes with it. So for me, I did go back to school. I went to school. And one of the things I went to massage therapy school, reflexology, and I did different things like that. And that's what I do in my practice. But my practice is a simple place. It's a sacred place for now men and women. It used to be a whole lot of women. Now I have men and women that come and they feel safe and they know that they can come and ask the questions they need to ask, and it's going to stay right there. They can come, and it's not a whole lot of people in and out the building. It's just me and them and maybe some other therapists there with them. And they can be able to start on that healing journey that they need to be on. So holistic practitioner is such a big word, but I'm just a servant. I'm just a servant in healing, and I just love it.
Wow, that's why it's so powerful.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about the massage therapist. So you are actually an instructor for it as well, and then that is one of the services you provide in your business. And so today, in today's world, everybody's becoming everything, like everybody's profession, everybody's doing the same thing. And so a lot of people are getting into massage therapy.
Okay.
So what advice do you give to someone, especially because you teach as well, for somebody who's want to start out and want to go into that realm of being a massage therapist and owning their own business in that?
Number one, you gotta want to do this. You can't come into this field for the money, please. You can't come into this field for the money. A massage therapist gets more close to their clients than any doctor will ever get close to their client. I have a client on the table, barely nude. Of course, they're covered, but they're trusting me to be able to take care of them. And you can't come in when you're just coming in for the money and you're touching people every day. A lot of times we don't touch people, but when you touch people, you are in their aura, you are in their energy field, you are in their space, and that person has to be able to trust you. So that's number one.
So with all that good knowledge you just gave to us, I mean, of course, everybody wants to keep up with Kurundi, so tell them how they can find you and how they can keep up with all these beautiful things you got going on with healing process.
Well, first of all, let me share my book so you can at least see it. It's Born into Suffocation. The first thing, as far as if you want to connect with this book, you can go on Amazon, and it's Born into Suffocation itself. You can find me on all social medias at I am Kurundi. That's Kurundi, that's Kurundi. But I also have a website, which is www.authenticselfonline.com. So you can find everything that I'm doing there. Again, I am Kurundi on all social media.
Make sure you get this book.
I know, get the book, check it out.
You got to get the book.
So you know you need to get out of suffocation. So we want you to stay tuned with us, because coming up next, we have Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B's own Terrance Flowers, and he's going to tell us what's going on in media so we can learn a little bit about how to get film and all that stuff together. So if you're looking to get in that, you better stay tuned, because this is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and we'll be right back.
The All In campaign seeks to engage all community partners in creating positive learning environments for Georgia's children and youth. Working together and being all-in community leaders, stakeholders, and partners can help to move education to new heights in Georgia.
So, welcome back. We just got finished talking with Mrs. Kurundi Daniels about being born into suffocation and transitioning from the Army to entrepreneurship. So now we have our very own Terrance Flowers, the producer, videography of Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. He's also known as the Mechanical Eye, the CEO of the Modish Steels, and we welcome you to the show, Terrance.
Turn up. It's about time y'all got me on here. I should have been on the first episode.
Really? Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it with you as well. You know, you're in front of the camera today, so let's give us some insight of the wonderful job you do for us. So today's topic is about transitioning into entrepreneurship. And so I don't know if people know that you have a street background. You know, a lot of people.
They know it. They in the city town and they watching this thing. They know a lot of people know about me, and I do have a street pass.
Yeah, so you have a street background. And now you are a entrepreneur doing very, 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 very well.
God is
so
good.
Talk to the viewers and let them know, for someone who they need a little rough around the edge, they're in the street, but they don't want to just be in the streets. They want to take that street knowledge and turn it into a legitimate, successful business. Give them some advice how you turned your life around.
If you to that point where, if you catch another dope charge or if you catch another robbery charge and you going to jail for a long time and you got kids and responsibilities out here, then you need to put those responsibilities towards your loved ones, your children first before you choose the streets. Because one thing about the streets, man, they do not love you. They chew you up, spit you out. If you got a partner who got killed last year, they probably nobody ain't talking about no more. So, we live in the prison, but it's deeper than that. We out here in the streets. And when I got to that place in my life, it was like, no, my kids come first. So I was willing to struggle at first, you know what I'm saying, to try to better myself and find something legit to do to be out here with my children.
Okay. Great. So let's talk about the struggle because, I know for most guys, when you come from that fast life and that fast money and stuff like that, and then you have to transition, like we said, the topic is transition, and then you have to transition into, now being a boss man. You know what I mean? And actually having a business that you can't do the same things that you used to do when you were a street. So what are some of the challenges that you face in that transition?
Oh my God, it's a whole bunch of transition, a bunch of challenges that you face. One of the main thing is just being real, it's the money. Because when you are in the streets, you especially if you're successful in the streets like I was, you have almost, I ain't gonna say unlimited amount of capital, but you have enough capital to do what you need to do. The reputation in the streets, you feed off that. You know what I'm saying? When the little dude in the hood see you, be like, that's that dude. Now I feel like sometimes, it was like he a wash up. A lot of street dudes end up, being on drugs real bad. And I wasn't like that. I just stopped being in the street. So it's almost like you was a superhero. You lost your powers. And you just regular. And I know that sounds extreme, but that's just the best way I can explain it.
I mean, I can see that could be a challenge.
You a hood star.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that as being a challenging. Until now you just regular old Joe, but you're successful in the business world. So
yes.
I mean,
and I got new sets of friends, different people I hang around. I'm in different circles now that I never thought would be in 10 years ago. That I never be. I did last year I did the ball. And I met the owner of Aflac, Aflac Little Duck. That's from Columbus. So just being him and being his photographer, that really meant like, dang, I'm right here with this dude right here, and I wouldn't have thought in a million years I'd be right next to the dude taking pictures of him, his mother, and members of his family. So being where I'm at now has taken me places that the streets never took me.
So that goes into my next question. You was able to do photography for a major corporation. And I know we talk about it often. You started your career doing music videos. And now today you get booked for major corporation events. You are our producer on our talk show. You do our whole set. You do big events that people have, not just in Columbus, but in surrounding areas and other states. So what is the difference? Or for someone who's actually started out in film, who all they do is videos, music videos, and they might want something more for their life. Oh, and not only that, you do documentaries. So that's major for somebody to, didn't go to school for film or anything like that to be doing that type of production when it comes to film and videography and that kind of stuff like that. So someone who's in videography or want to start out in videography, what advice do you give to them to, transition again from doing music videos to doing things that are on a whole nother level?
Okay, interesting you say that. What made me transition from music videos was I got caught up in a murder trial that happened in Columbus. From where the studio is at right now, it's the Little White House. It's like a gold pawn shop or something. A gentleman was killed a couple years ago by this guy who used to come by. I used to work at a recording studio, and that's where I met him, and I ended up doing some rap videos for him. So the videos got caught up in the trial.
and I guess the prosecutor was just trying to show maybe the nature or whatever of the guy. And I had to testify and say I did these videos, and just for them trying to put my brand with this crime. You know, it was. I feel sorry for the family, but just to put my brand with that was my main transition. Once again, it took something extreme to make me say, and I'm kind of hard-headed. You know how I am. When you get on me all the time. So it takes something extreme to make me say, you know what? This ain't where I want to be. And that's how I transitioned into doing commercials. Most of the commercials you see on this television program, I produced. So, you know, I'm just throwing that out there with the Heisman. So, not to mention, there's plenty of stuff that I do around the city for Whisperwoods, for Villages of Benning, for Nordstrom in Atlanta, for those who shop. There's just so much stuff, and some of the stuff that by contract I can't put it out there. But that's what made me transition, being caught up in something extreme. And I'm glad I did make the transition because the money is better and it's safer. So that's a win-win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So with the transition, you know, and the change in your life, and now you're doing well, you didn't just say, you know, I'm gonna keep it all to myself. You know, you decided to give back. And so tell us a little bit about PALS, because you started PALS so that you can do things with other photographers, correct?
PALS is one of the things that makes me feel like I'm giving back, I'm doing God's work. Because I can't make it on Sundays to my mom's church. She's the first lady of the church. I do offer photography to schools. And what I do, I tell the school, I go to the liaison counselor, somebody say, special needs child, or all age student that's underprivileged. I give you 3, you pick 3, and I come do their senior pictures, you know, on me. Just, and I don't put that out there. You probably never seen it on Facebook. I think I did, maybe the first one I actually did, but I thought, you know what, this is not something I want to put on social media. This is for me. So outside of, well, everybody knows now, but outside of that, just something I just kept to myself. Only people who was involved with the actual shoots, they was the only ones that knew. So.
Oh, that's nice.
And I also did one with the City of Columbus with I think it was Warren Williams projects too.
So what is the name? Just tell us that, man.
PALS, Photographers Affecting Lives, Smile.
Okay. Okay, so you're kind of controversial in your film. People think so based off some of the documentaries that you have done. But you have this one documentary that has done very, 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 very well, which is called The Other Race. I think you got 500,000.
Turn up, 500,000.
Yes. So for someone who like dang out there and do film, they got this stuff on YouTube or out there, and they want 500,000 views. How you get those views, buddy?
Okay, The Other Race. It's about biracial people growing up in America. All the interviews were conducted in our hometown of Columbus, Georgia. We picked an array of people, like ones who looked like they wasn't mixed, to people who you could tell just that might be white. And some people, like I say, especially in the city, people weren't supporting it. But one day, a friend of mine called and was like, you famous now. And I was like, what do you mean you famous? And she was like, you don't know, you on Bossa. And I was like, and I still don't really know what it is. I know it's like a gossip site. Okay, well, she was like, you on Bossa. And I went to my YouTube page, cause I still didn't know what she was talking about. And I saw from like maybe the previous week, it had jumped like 1,000 views. Mm-hmm. So I called my partner at the time, Khalees. And I was like, hey, Khalees, go check the video, man. I think they jumped the whole 1,000. And like, it didn't even have 1,000. He's like, man, whatever. And later on that night, it was like a whole another 10,000 up.
Oh,
and I
wow.
knew, and it just started flipping. It went from 1510 to 25 to 30 to 40,000. And it just kept going to, it just went viral. So wow. I can't really give nobody no advice on how that happened, because I really don't know. Somebody maybe on their site just saw it. But besides that, I have Pretty for a Dark-Skinned Girl, and that's still in production. And that's more about colorism. So I took a more serious approach on this film right here, but it means something to the community, because we suffer from that in our community a lot. People just judging people from the color of their skin, didn't have any divisions between us. So
we know about that.
Yeah, I mean, y'all like that, but y'all jail good.
So Terrance, tell the viewers how they can find the Mechanical Eye and get some of your services.
The main way to find me is on My website, www.modishstills.com. That's for my photography. You can see all my pictures I took, my beautiful, wonderful pictures of people and places around Georgia and Alabama. It's a wonderful job of work. You can also find me on YouTube at SOATV, where you can watch all my wonderful films. They're a great watch. Just sit with your family and watch them. Or you can follow me on Instagram at Modish Stills. That way.
That way. There you have it.
Yeah, you gotta be hip. That's how mature we talking. Daddy that way, so you gotta be hip.
Oh my God. That's the reason why we keep him as a producer on the show. So.
And I love one more shout out. I love this to you, Gwen. Shout out to my girl Gwen for giving me this opportunity to produce this wonderful program. I've learned so much about producing this program, and I think this is gonna be the catapult to take me to bigger and better places. High five. High five. Take us out of here, D.
There you have it. Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. So if you're just tuning in, you better stay tuned with us, because you see we got all the nuggets. We just got it going on. What can I say? This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Keep it locked.
The world is a backdrop, and Modish Stills is one of its most up-and-coming photographers. He specializes in senior portraits, event photography, maternity and wedding shots, sports photography, and more. Modish Stills was voted 2017 Photographer of the Year. Whether you need a studio look or you prefer the outdoors, Modish Stills is your #1 source for image capturing in the Tri-City area. For more information, visit us at our website, modishstills.com, or call us at 706-536-6372.
Welcome back. And so if you're just tuning in, we just had some great nuggets, Gwennetta.
I mean, we had some fun, but y'all see how dysfunctional we got a little bit. Now, God brought some good insight, so make sure you tune in to the key words that he said. But that's how crunk we be on this set behind the scenes.
I know, we just have way too much fun.
I mean, I'm like, really, you doing this on our camera? But okay, but he got some good info.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He did.
We love our Terrance.
I know, but you know, so this LA trip, we gotta get some LA gear. Like, we gotta do we just got so much to do.
5 days, girl. 5 days. We're gonna be out of here. It's your birthday. I'm excited. It's my birthday. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. I'm excited. Happy birthday, boo.
Oh,
I had to tell my happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we're out of here. We had some good guests. We had Mrs. Kurundi who talked about being born into suffocation. And then we got Crunk with our producer of our show, Terrance, talking about how to transition from the streets to entrepreneurship. And so, if you're looking for me and you need your taxes done, hit me up at Gwennetta Wright on all social media outlets. And also visit me on my website at www.gwennetawright.com. And Didi, tell them how to find you.
Well, you can find me at all social media outlets at The Real Deonta B. And that's all we got for you today, because we got to get out of here and get ready for my birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
We would like to thank our sponsor, King Ladezi Apparel. So if you're looking for the hottest gear, check out King Ladezi Apparel on Facebook and all social media outlets.